Respect, not your genuine love, respect page. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Hey, what's going on? I hope your week is coming along well so far. Have a safe weekend ahead of you. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Hey! Listen, hate in disguise, we don't do all that drama over here, respectfully. Return back to center. Same for your mama. It's just that simple. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Have a safe week and respect. You know, they ask you, how do you heal from trauma? Especially trauma when you least expect it to heal from. Because people just get up and just go about their day-to-day activities and they just act like it's the norm and they're not hurting within inside, because not realizing you're not hurting inside, you are hurting inside. But you put a mask on to the world. And when that mask comes off, you start to display yourself in toxic behaviors, or you allow toxic relationship to be your norm to accept, because you have not dealt with your healing process when it starts with you. You start to attract what you are when you are in that low vibrational energy. And I say that respectfully, because you can have a mask on and not realize that you have this mask on and think that you're okay, and then you have your moments in your time through your life that you're not showing up for yourself 100%. You're half stepping and you're not being your best self vision for yourself, because you don't endure trauma, you don't endure being sexually assaulted, or whatever name to your book you put on it. Because sometimes in life we feel like, okay, well, we're moving day to day, I'm gonna be all right. But then you start to pick up substances, and you become an alcoholic, or you become an addict, and whatever drug choice is yours, because, whatever your preference is, no disrespect to nobody, that's your drug of choice. But then when it stops you from being your best self vision of yourself, for you showing up for yourself, then you get these type of people that come into your life and start to bring you down, because you're not showing up for yourself, or they think you're so weak-minded, or they think that you are not stable enough, or you can't hold the conversation, or you delusional, you crazy, or you just talking out your head. And the whole entire time, these people are not in tune to who you truly are, because you got this mask on in front of the world, and you don't want to wear that mask. You want to remove that mask, but you don't know who to confide in, you don't know who to talk to. And when it starts with your healing process, to have that safe person to talk to, you don't have to go to a doctor to get a prescription pill to make yourself feel better. No, that's absolutely not right. And it's not what you're supposed to do, because all you're doing is it becomes your norm, that you're relying on a drug by the doctor prescription, that it's okay to allow your pain to be numb by this drug. And then it becomes a problem within your process of you showing up for yourself, because now you're relying on something, and not only relying on it, but it has side effects. When you don't use it, you need it, or when you don't use it, it's a problem, because now you're used to taking a substance that they gave you, and now your body is used to something that is not supposed to be in your body. And your body has certain effects. Like, some people get sleepy when they take certain medications from, certain doctors, that psychiatrists and stuff like that. And how do you really deal with your problems, and you're going to the doctor to get a prescription, and you're not really dealing with your problem, you're just taking a pill to make yourself feel better. But that's not making your problem better, because you're not addressing it. When we come across certain people, we don't know who to trust, because what people do is they talk about what you express to them, and they disgrade what you just said to them, or they allow you to feel that you're not worthy as a person, or some people just don't care. And to have that safe person to talk to is kind of hard to come across nowadays, because people are not genuine and people are not authentic. So when you come across situations in your life where you have to reevaluate your thought process, you know what? How do I become my best self vision of myself? Knowing that I've been sexually assaulted as a child, or knowing that I dealt with trauma that was endured within me as a child, and it's being displayed in my adulthood. And I don't want this action to be displayed in my adulthood, regardless of your sexual orientation, your disability, your culture, the color of your skin. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Because you know why? Somebody's going through something right now, and they don't know who to confide in. They don't know who to trust. They getting tired of going to see a doctor and telling a doctor their problems. And 9 out of 10, not all doctors, But majority of these doctors, they don't care. They're just there for the check. They're not there to actually get in tune to who you truly are. And I say that respectfully, because at the end of the day, we need people who's genuinely in tune with us. You know, to be on our same path, like understand, okay, well, how am I speaking and confiding in somebody that never experienced sexual assault? Or how can I confide in somebody who never dealt with this type of trauma that I'm dealing with? You know, it's hard to express yourself. You're just sitting in front of somebody, telling them what you're going through and expressing, okay, well, this transpired wasn't transpiring. And come to find out, you became the doctor and they became the patient because now they expressing how they feel. Now, it's a thought process of me because I've seen it done and I have been a witness to it. And that's the God honest truth. And I had to reevaluate myself and say to myself is, self, like, how am I coming here to get help from somebody and I got to reevaluate my thought process and I become the doctor before my time? Like, it's the thought process, you know, and that's a problem with society today, that people are scared and people, not that they're scared, but people don't want to come out their comfort zone and go into a doctor to waste their time, to go somewhere just to reevaluate their thought process, to be back at home. Like, yo, it was a waste of time. I sat there for 30 minutes. I feel like it wasn't even enough time for me to say what I need to say. You know, I'm at home now. All these other thoughts is coming through my head now that I need to get off my chest, and I don't know who to confide in. And now I have all this whatever I'm feeling within. It's all built up. I'm allowing it to just build up, and I don't know who to trust and confide in. You know, sometimes we have people around us, they could be family or not at the end of the day, that we can't even confide in because we don't, not only that we don't trust them, but it's certain things that we just don't feel comfortable expressing ourselves to because of rejection. Because, you know, when you deal with certain people, you just know how to deal with them on a certain level. And a lot of people are not ready for certain conversations. You know, when it comes to what transpired within transpiring while you're showing up for yourself and half-stepping. And all you want to do is heal. Because when it starts with healing, it's a process within a process of you showing up for yourself. And you will forever heal. And that's the God honest truth. You know, you can't have one foot in one door and one foot in the other door and think it's gonna make it make sense. No, it's not. You got to actually be a firm believer and look at your reflection in the mirror and say, you know what? I want to start my genuine process of healing. Because you know why? God gave you patience. God installed patience within you for you to show up for yourself, to elevate, to become your best self vision. Because God is patient with you. To know at the end of the day, whatever you're going through, He's going to send the right people in your life to understand you, to respect you for who you truly are. And not to just to psych you out your thought process, let alone your pockets or your eyesight or your freedom, but to understand you and respect you. So, having self-awareness, self-respect, self-confidence, self-discipline, self-value, self-care, self-worth, self-patience, and self-peace, and having healthy boundaries. These are the tools that God installed within us so we can show up for ourselves to elevate. Just because someone overlooked you and gave up on you, do not give up on yourself because you are worthy and you matter. Just because you dealt with a situation you don't understand who to confide in and trust, just know that you're not alone. You know, I'm a surviving victim of sexual assault as a child, you know, and nobody should ever have to endure that. I didn't have nobody to confide in. Everybody pushed me away. Everybody overlooked me, you know, but I always had God by my side through this whole entire journey, you know, and He understood that me being patient for myself and me and showing up for myself was a process within the process of showing up for myself. And I'm very grateful because it started somewhere. It has to start somewhere. And finding peace within and finding genuine peace to actually say what you mean and mean what you say without wearing a mask, that energy hit different. Because when you tuned in with God and God is tuned in with you, you don't wear a mask and God is not wearing a mask with you. You know? So when you start your healing process and you tuned in with God, God is gonna guide you. And I say that respectfully. God is going to guide you regardless of his trauma, sexual assault, you know, domestic violence. It don't matter. You put a name to your book. God is going to guide you. And I say that respectfully because God guided me. And I'm standing before myself today as my testimony for myself that I'm a firm believer and God believes in me and I came a long way regardless of my sexual orientation. At the end of the day, I can tell you right now, God made things happen for me that people be like, huh? Yeah, He did. And this is not fake. This is genuine. This is authentically me. I'm not looking for no money. I'm not looking for nobody to feel bad for me at the end of the day. I just want to help the next person, let them know at the end of the day, better days ahead. Better days are in store within you. Better days are there. And I say that respectfully. I remember days when I was not able to hold the conversation with people or talk because I was just overly overwhelmed. And all I did was cry. And I didn't even understand my tears. That energy hit different when you're not able to talk about what's going on and what's built up inside of you because you're so overwhelmed and you don't know how to heal and you don't know who to trust and confide in. But just know at the end of the day, when you find that right person to confide in and talk to, God got your back. Just ask for the right people to come along. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Not genuine love, respect. Protect your energy because not everybody's gonna need time. Part 2 coming soon.